Welcome back to Bismarck Prairie Heights preview. Preview Bismarck Prairie Heights, all things Prairie Heights. Here's what's happening. First and foremost, we need to say, maybe take a moment of silence. Karl, you're with us again this week and you're wearing a Vikings hat. And I feel as a fellow Vikings fan, we should acknowledge the fact that maybe there's next year. You know, I think that's kind of where we're at, right?
Well, yeah, you're right on that. This is actually a shout out to my daughter's college, Northwestern.
Oh, it's not Vikings.
Same color, though.
Yeah, it
color.
is. Okay, thank you. But yes, okay. Yeah. So which college is it? I didn't see when you ducked down.
Northwestern.
Okay, well,
Northwestern College in the cities.
How's their football team? Better than the Vikings?
Wow, no, I don't think so. I
mean... So it's a geographic issue that we're facing. All right.
I'm already planning for next year, so I moved on.
It's the same thing. All right. Well, perfect. Well, here's what's happened last week. Karl, you began a series right straight from and to my heart in Romans. Was it Romans 12, right?
12, yeah.
Yeah. And I did my homework and read ahead, and you gave a message. And the one thing that stood out to me that I wanted to address, rejoyfulness is not actually a word in the dictionary, but because you used it and you said, as long as we keep using it, so maybe we could begin a campaign, because rejoyfulness does feel like something that we can have and hold on to. So I wanted to share that with you, that I at least took the time to look it up.
I appreciate that. And I'm going to try and stick it in this weekend and maybe even the weekend after. Perfect. So familiarity will breed whatever that, not contempt, but the opposite.
The opposite of content, warmth in our soul. So we'll shoot for maybe 2026, getting that added to Merriam-Webster.
Perfect.
We'll make a campaign of it. So we began with the first 8 or 9 verses? I forget where we kind of cut off there.
I think I read 8, and we probably made it through about 6-ish, yeah. I'm going to say. Mm-hmm. The key thing that you already touched on was offering our bodies as living sacrifices, and what that means, because we offer our body, right? We offer ourselves, our soul, our spirit, our mind, our physical body. We get up on the altar and we jump off all the time. So there's more to it than just words. And then this week we're gonna touch a little bit on what we already talked about, because it really ties in with, I think I get through about maybe verse 10.
Okay.
From about 6 to 10. So we're only covering another 4 verses. But I really, honestly, I want to take my time on this Romans 12 stuff. It's so filled with practical application, I think, melded with doctrine and theology, and just reveals, again, God's grace. One of the things I think it's maybe this week, and it can be for sure now because I said it will be, is how our posture, when we truly love God, our heart posture can really only be worship, and that because we can't possibly thank Him for forgiveness of sins and an eternity in what the Bible describes as paradise, which I think falls short from what it's really going to be. I think anyone that reads through that is like, yeah, we really have no idea. We just know it's going to be amazing.
Yeah, we don't have the words for it because we're human. And
exactly.
A couple things that go with that as a person, as a human being. When I think of giving myself as a sacrifice, most of my humanity, most of my life, most of my experience doesn't bring joy with that thought. Like, I'm making myself a slave. I'm making myself give up so much of what I am. And what I heard last week, and what I hear we're going to continue talking about, this is amazing to me, is that the joy that can go into it. Like I give myself freely. It's my choice. It's that free will thing that we put into it, and that's the faith that we put into it, and that's good news. And it's what keeps me needing and wanting the church family, coming back to this family, this community that we have, and hearing you're bringing a message, this message that you're able to give to all of us that can hear it. All of that together really does something for me. Like that's what the church means to me, and I don't know if we address that enough as people, that's really what this is all about.
Wow, that ties perfectly into another section that I'll be talking about this Sunday, and that's as members of a church, we are right. We're members of the body. We're the body. We're Christ's body as a church, and so as with the body, and I probably will make some really bad examples because on the fly, I always go to toes, ears, and
running,
eyes.
running. Don't forget running.
Running. I do go to running on the fly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I got my hot topics. But yeah, so that's the thing. So none of us, and I think this is intentional. I think it's God's intention that none of us is complete without each other. I mean, there are a lot of people out there, Jim. I know you know a lot of. I know a lot of people that say, "Look, I don't need to go to church to worship Jesus. I can worship. I can be Christian on my own. I can be my own." And in some ways, you really can. You can do that. But honestly, I think in the way that the Bible describes how we're supposed to love one another, you can't do that from your couch. Forgive one another. You can't do that from your couch.
Right.
Share with one another. We can't show the characteristics of God,
Right.
sealing ourselves in our house and saying, "Yeah, I'm just going to do church." We can't do that. And to add on to that, then is if I'm a great parker of cars and you're a great organizer of chairs, and see, I said on the fly, I'm not great. But
You're doing fine.
we need each other, and then
Right.
someone else is really good at communicating. Someone else is really good with children. Someone else is really good with small children. We are the hands and feet, arms, eyes, nose, knees. We're all that stuff. We need each other, and I think that's intentional. I think God makes us incomplete on our own and complete together as a church. So we do need each other. You're absolutely right, for more reasons than what people obviously think. But
Yeah.
we're gonna touch on that this Sunday. I'm really excited about it. I think it's gonna be an awesome time together.
Yeah, it sounds great. And okay, so this is Bismarck Prairie Heights preview. I'm not here to condemn anyone, but I can tell you, as you were speaking, I've felt this. So I'm speaking from my experience. Being a person that worships Jesus on my own, the longer I go in that mindset, the more selfish I feel I've become. Because not because I have something great or my ego is so great that I need to be out there doing something, but because God is asking me to do something. And we talk in the church about better together. We talk about helping lift each other up, and even sharing the pain. Like, that's all part of that story, and that's part of the story that I really love about our church. So thank you for that. I think it's a fantastic message. This coming week is a regular week with 9:30 a.m. Sunday school, and then we have 10 o'clock service. Some great music lined up, and the following week, again, make sure you're preparing your recipes for the big chili cook-off on the third Sunday. Yeah, I've heard some really cool things about. I've never been there for this, so I'm excited to see how this goes. Some cool things about how it's judged. It involves everyone, and I know some people are already working on their secret recipes, so it should be a good time.
I want to call out Randy Keller. He was the first chili contest that I was a part of, just eating mostly and enjoying. Randy Keller won. So,
Okay, all right.
So I'm calling out. I'm saying, show up, Randy.
And I know that last year's champion is not participating. He's actually going to be out of the state this year. So the championship trophy and the name on the plaque, it's all up for grabs. So the first gauntlet has been thrown. So we'll see Randy there, and we'll see everybody else as well. So thanks a lot, everybody. We'll see you this Sunday. Take care and God bless.